Hey everybody, my name is Chike Kamara with SolicitationIQ, and I'm going to do a quick demonstration of this software that we find that you may find helpful to your small business on your government contracting journey. And I'm not going to waste much time. Let's get into it. So SolicitationIQ is a government contracting assistance software. It helps simplify the process of you reviewing solicitations, RFQs, and other documents. It breaks everything down in plain English so that you can understand it, so that you can make a more informed decision in getting quotes, and then ultimately submitting bids and winning government contracts. So let's see how it works. When you first come on to solicitationiq.com, you would start free. It costs nothing to start analyzing these documents, and it costs nothing to give you the tools you need to get quotes and eventually submit bids. So you would click on Start Free. And because it remembers my browser, it says welcome back, but you would probably get this screen here, create your account. But let me, for the interest of time, log into a dummy account. When you first log in, you will get a main dashboard, and this is part of the bid tracker system where you can track your bids and all the activities that you've done as it relates to your government contracting journey. And the key place that you will be doing your work would be in the Get Quotes menu. So you can view these menu items on the left. The Get Quotes gives you the opportunity to analyze a solicitation or an RFQ or any document, and it'll give you a plain English breakdown of what is needed, when, why, who to contact, and all of that. So it's very powerful. If you already have some documents that you've downloaded from sam.gov, you can drop it in here and watch it do its thing. But most likely you won't have any documents downloaded yet. And I advise you to log on to sam.gov before you come to SolicitationIQ, just so you can readily just go really quick, find something, download it, and drop it in here so you can analyze it. But you can also use our sam.gov search feature. I like to keep it on total small business set aside, and the notice type being a solicitation. That's a contract opportunity that I like to explore. You click search, excuse me, and then you can start looking for solicitations that you might want to bid on. It even gives you a countdown of how many days left until the due date, and it gives you locations and bits of information that are key here. If you want to collect all of the ones you're interested in on sam.gov, you click Save Opportunity, and it will be kept in your bid tracker. Okay, but let's look for an opportunity. Building repairs. When I see Army Corps of Engineers, I know that they probably use their PIEE system, so they might not have many documents to analyze. And so I kind of skip those from time to time. But let's see if we can find something. Fiber optic installation that might be interesting. Let me go down. Audio visual support services for MedLog Symposium. Let's look at that one. View on sam.gov. Let's click that. And let's see if they have documents for us to analyze. And they do. Cool. Okay, a lot of people, they will sift through these documents one by one, looking for specific information so that they can give the vendor or the subcontractor, potential subcontractor, so they can get a quote. But you don't have to waste a lot of time doing that. You can download all attachments. I wouldn't advise you to download just one. I would advise you to download all, because the analyzer takes into account all the information through all the documents and gives you a more accurate sort of analysis of what's going on. So download all, and let's see what's going on here. You come back to get quotes. You find the solicitation or RFQ, whatever document. You do analyze solicitation. Now, because there were so many documents, it takes probably more closer to 45 seconds to a minute, because it's analyzing all of those documents. And, one of the things about Solicitation IQ that sort of made me create it is myself, my own journey. I'm registered on sam.gov. I have a small business, and I've been registered on there for at least 5-6 years, and I got excited from time to time. I would try to submit bids, but inevitably I didn't have confidence. I didn't know quite what was going on in these documents. And so I would walk away and, stick to my 9-to-5 job. But I'm a small business at heart, and I am an entrepreneur at heart. So to me, I kept, every time government contracting would come across my timeline, I would get excited, and I kept coming back. And this is my third time sort of coming back. I would take 2 years away and then come back and try to do contracting again. Got frustrated, come back a year and a half later. So now I'm back. And then I was like, okay, let me set a rule. Let me find a way to simplify things for me so I can really have confidence in what I'm doing. And that's how I got to Solicitation IQ. Okay, moving on. So when you analyze a solicitation, it quickly gives you an analysis of what is needed, like plain English. So you don't have to worry about it. It's like feeding food to a baby. You have the information broken down. So for this particular solicitation, for this particular RFQ, they want you to provide audio and visual equipment and technical support for services for plenary and breakout sections at the Medlog Symposium at the Sheraton Marriott Hotel with approximately 300 participants. It gives you an itemized list of what exactly is needed. It gives you numbers that you need that you can certainly give to the vendor or potential subcontractor to help them make a more informed decision and give you a competitive quote. So you don't have to sift through, okay, how many of this do they need? What exactly do they need? This breaks it down all for you. And you can see the key quantity is they need a dual front projection screen setup with 2 LCD packages, 3 wireless handheld microphone packages for audio, and on and on. So it gives you the key quantities that you can give to the vendor and say, hey, I need a quote. How much is it for you to do this? 300 participants at a hotel. These are the items needed. Can you give me a quote? And then it gives you a list of companies that are nearby the location that could do the work. Now, this is typically you would get more phone numbers than no phone numbers. But this software is doing a specific verification check. And if they cannot verify the phone number, like if it's found on Yelp or something like that, it does not show it because it does not want to direct you to the wrong phone number. However, it's simple to just click on the website link. Then you can get their contact information. I'm sure you can find their phone number somewhere on their site. Here it is. Call us today at 504, yada, yada, yada. This is also the quote page, and I will show you how you can use that as well. But I also like here the notes section. It tells you why these companies are a good fit for this type of RFQ. Okay. There is even a link to more vendors on Google, but this looks like there is enough opportunity here to get some quotes. And that's how that works. So after that, so it gives you, first of all, it gives you a breakdown, a plain English breakdown, analysis of what the government is looking for. Then it gives you a list of companies that could do the work, why they could do the work, and it gives you a link to how to connect with them so you can get the quote. So you don't have to be sitting on Google trying to search and break down stuff or writing on a pen and pad. You have everything here, and it's automatically saved in the bid tracker as well. All right. And then next after that, it gives you the bid instructions as laid out in the documents. You submit the information, you submit the bid to one of these two people. It gives you other details. It gives you the required documents. You need a cover letter, technical approach and equipment list, etc., etc. And then it gives you a final submission checklist. And then something I like is it gives you a red flag indicator. It tells you exactly what roadblocks you could run into, and it can help you make a decision. Do I even want to bid on this project? So for this particular one, the requirement is for certified small business firms only. What certified means in this case, I'm not quite sure, but I would probably try to submit anyway. But I will actually ask that question to the sort of personal assistant when I get to it. Okay, and then it gives you next steps. And so it's very detailed, very simple. And then it also gives you sample scripts. So remember when I was looking at the company website and I said that this is their page where you can get a quote? You can certainly copy this email. You can fill out this information on the company website. You can paste that in. You can certainly edit it so it's more natural. This 10 a.m. Well, I guess that's okay. And then you could submit. And 90% of the time when I do that, somebody gets back to me and says, yeah, sure. Give me more information, or what are we talking about here? Or you might get some, oh, we're actually going to bid on it ourselves. Thanks for reaching out, or whatever. But that's a quick way to do it. Now, Dr. Fisher advises that you get on the phone and call people. And that's great advice. You have a phone script here as well. And then you have a voicemail script as well. Now, on top of that, let's say one of the vendors or subcontractors says, yeah, send us over something and we'll give you a quote. Then you can download the vendor quote package. Save this to your computer, and you can send them over this, and they will have more than enough information to give you a quote. It looks professional. It has your company name at the top. It tells you what it's looking for. It gives you the key quantities of what's needed. It says what we need back from you. And so it's a win-win for everybody. Makes everything clear. Okay. Also, for your records, let's say you make all of your quote calls on one particular day. You can save all of this information, collect it, and then make all your calls on one day by downloading your own internal analysis, downloading this. And then you have the sheet of all the information that you need for you to go back and contact these companies. You can keep everything in a folder and then just make all your calls on one day, or have your assistant do that or something like that. And if you notice back on your dashboard, you have it in your recent bids. You can view it. You can change the status. Let's say that you got a quote or waiting on quotes. You can click that, and the status changed from analyzed to waiting on quotes. And you can also, again, you can download the vendor brief to give to the vendor from here. You can download your personal information. Now, let's say you had a question. What was that question that I had? The red flags. Certified small business firms only. If that's kind of murky, you can come here to your assistant and you can say requirement is, it says requirement is for certified small business only. What do they mean by certified? And based on some, I don't see specific details about certified. However, in federal, okay, it's still going. Okay, there's no specific details about certified, but in small business and federal contracting, certified small business typically means SBA certified. Sometimes buyers simply mean your business is registered on sam.gov. Sometimes that means you're certified as a small business once you sign up as a small business. So this wouldn't be something that would deter me. You can certainly contact the contact person as well. And the contact person, where is it? It's on one of these forms. But the government contact person, simply pick up the phone, call them, and ask them, okay, what is meant by certified? And they might say, well, you just have to be a small business on sam.gov. And then you go from there. Okay. So for the interest of time, I will not go over outreach and vendors. Those are just other ways in which you can keep track of everything. It helps you to stay organized. And maybe I'll do a separate video of that. But that is how this works. I've been talking for close to 20 minutes, but basically all that took was 3 minutes, 5 minutes. So that is how that works. So we're looking for 10 businesses that are interested in trying this out and giving us a review of how it works. Do it for free. Upload us an RFQ, a solicitation, or whatever document. Give us feedback. So if you're interested in doing that, it's completely free. But if you're interested in being one of the companies that tries it out, let us know. and let the host know, and we'll certainly make that happen. So that's all I got. That's all I got. And thank you. Take care.